Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and thank you so much for joining me on Youth Matters with me, your host Sakina Habib on Hidayat TV. I would like to extend my congratulations to you all on this auspicious occasion of the birth anniversary of Bibi Fatima Zahra Salamullahi Alaiha, and today I'm so excited that we will be celebrating her legacy, inshallah, on our youth talk. Now, let's just think outside the box. Let me ask you this question, a very important question for all of us here. Are women more effective in leadership and management more than men? The prima facie makeup woman's fitra says it all, that she's a builder, leader, nurturer, carer, mover. She shapes, molds, and makes the communities. And we see this happening across the board from home management to community management. If it wasn't for the proactive women, communities would not be able to evolve really. And examples, such beautiful examples, are set in the Holy Quran. Prophet Adam alayhi salam and Mother Hawa alayhi salam. Prophet Musa with three phenomenal women's participation. Prophet Ibrahim and Lady Hajra alayhi salam. Prophet Musa with three phenomenal. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam with Bibi Khadijatul Kubra salamullahi alayha. Imam Ali alayhi salam with Bibi Fatima Zahra salamullahi alayha. Imam Hassan and Imam Hussain alayhi salam with Bibi Zainab salamullahi alayha and Kulthum salamullahi alayha. Imam Hussein, again, we see with his noble wives in the events of Karbala. And then another example we see is of Imam Ali Rada alayhi salam with his sister, Bibi Masuma Qum, salamullahi alayha. So women play a more proactive role in the growth and evolution of the ummah. Unfortunately, there are huge barriers and shackles that do tend to become an impediment. Hence, a woman needs to, sometimes break all of that so that she can see the blossoming of the superseding growth. On today's program, we will be discussing about how can we honor Bibi Fatima's legacy, and how should youths deal towards world politics ethically today. Why is it important to study philosophy of life and have moral ethics in society, and a lot more. So on today's program, I'll be joined with a very special guest. Her name is Sister Nishat Fatima Jafri, and she's joining me. And inshallah, I'm so happy to shed light on this topic today. Without much further ado, I would like to welcome her on board.
Assalamu
Hello, Assalamu
alaikum.
alaikum. How are you,
Walaikum salam.
Nishat? Hope you're well.
I'm doing good. I hope you're doing well as well.
Absolutely. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. And I would like to wish you a very happy Khushali Mubarak during these beautiful days of Bibi Fatima's birth anniversary celebration. And indeed, it is a beautiful week filled with celebrations. Also, we tend to celebrate this week as Mother's Day because, Bibi Fatima is our mother. And so we also, celebrate our mothers and appreciate their efforts and hard work. Alhamdulillah. So, to begin our conversation today, if I were to ask you what inspires you the most about Bibi Fatima Zahra and how can we honor her legacy today, what would you say?
I think as a young Shia Muslim, honoring Bibi Fatima means understanding her life and trying to bring her teachings into everyday actions, because obviously she's one of our greatest role models, being the Prophet's daughter. And so I feel like we have to be kind and helpful, because she was known for her compassion and care for others. And I think it starts from your home, instead of, because the first thing we think of is, of course, we want to help people outside, but initially I think you have to start from your home. So your siblings, your parents, taking care of them and doing even housework and just being kind to them. And then outside, obviously in the school place, being kind to classmates and supporting friends in needs. You know,
Abs-
Bibi Fatma alayhi salam deeply respected and cared for her father, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And you can reflect this by showing the love and respect to your parents and appreciating their sacrifices, because they did a lot to bring you into this world, and you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And
right.
even as a even as a teenager, I think it can be hard sometimes, but we just have to remember who we're doing this for and what the reason is behind it.
Absolutely. You've shared such a beautiful point, and I would like to, add a beautiful hadith by our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam on the importance of mothers. That, somebody asked him that, Rasulullah, who should I show the most kindness to? And Rasulullah said, your mother. And then again he asked, who shall I show kindness to after my mother? And Rasulullah again said, your mother. And then again he asked, okay, who after my mother? And then again Rasulullah said, your mother. So three times he said, your mother. And then when he asked the fourth time, and he said, now after my mother, who should I, give the most kindness to? Then he said, your father. So, when we just say very verbally that, okay, the mothers, they carried us for 9 months, in their womb, and then they do our nurturing and upbringing, to just say is, very easy, but then to, like, experience those phases practically, and, to watch her go through all that pain, endure the pain, and, take care of you and feel that, makes a big difference. That's when a person really realizes the hardships that the mother has gone through. How about, okay, let's now talk about the youths. Today there's a lot of world politics that's going on, and I feel and I believe that, it is very important and crucial for us to, like, be aware about, what's happening around the world, the current world affair and everything. How should youths deal towards world politics ethically today, according to you? I know that, mashallah, you're an A-level student as well. You're studying philosophy and politics, I think. Yeah. So, according to you, what do you think, Nishat?
Um, as a young person, politics may seem like it's something far away, something that we shouldn't have to bother ourselves with, but I think it's actually quite important because it's about how the world works, and to help with it and deal towards it is like helping how to improve it. So I think that firstly, you should have to stay informed, like learn about what's happening in the world, especially issues affecting Muslims ourselves. For example, understanding the struggles in Palestine or Yemen, and you can talk about them with others and raise awareness. However, obviously, you need to grasp the information yourself. Don't just go around spreading misinformation. And also be
Right.
ethical small things, like justice starts at home. So like at school, if something's going and something is happening and you think, oh, this isn't right, then speak up about it, because it's small actions that build up a big movement. So if you think,
Right.
oh, I'm go out and I'm gonna say free Palestine, but then you're not actually doing anything in schools. When you see what's the word, when you see um like not very nice things happening, or justice being misused, say, then
Yeah.
stand up for it, because you can't just go ahead and be like, oh, I'm going to stand up for this thing, but I'm not going to do another. Community first, then bigger picture. And of course, using social media wisely, because there's platforms like TikTok and Instagram, and that can help us as a generation to spread information about global issues. So you can post things and, like, obviously stay in the boundaries, but post and
Yeah.
share and let people you think know that should know about it.
Right.
So
Right. And you again, this is a very important point about utilizing your social media platform. So, as much as, one can utilize it in the best way to share and spread the knowledge, then inshallah that really does help. I know. And as you said, yes, via TikTok. So I know sometimes, when I want to even watch like quick news highlights, I just like log on to TikTok, and most of the information that I get is from TikTok. Well, of course, we
Yeah,
need to make sure that this is the authentic, news source that we are logging into. But yeah,
yeah.
this is the best way to access. So absolutely right. Another very important hadith that I am reminded of right now, as you said, community first. I remember there is an incident in which Hassan alayhi salam was watching his mother pray namaz tahajjud and namaz layl, and he would come and she would like stand through the entire night up until it was dawn, and then he would come and ask her that, okay, I saw you, you were praying the entire night, you prayed for everybody else except for yourself, so why do you do that? And her reply was very beautiful. She said that um, أول الجار ثم الدار, meaning that first your neighbor and then your people within your home, or yourself. So indirectly she's also giving us this message, like, we should remember our brothers and sisters around the world who are oppressed, or like who are suffering. We should always remember them first, make dua for them, and then automatically Allah will also open ways for us. What about philosophy? So you are a philosophy student, and can you also share and shed light on why is it important to study philosophy of life and have moral ethics in society today?
Um, when you think of Islam, I think Islam is a lot more philosophical than we think, because a lot of philosophies we have nowadays or ideologies are actually based off what we had, or what us Muslims or the Imam, like for example Imam Ali alayhi salam and his philosophies, we started it. So I think that actually to learn about philosophy is also understanding your own purpose, which a lot of young people these days struggle with, because that's without understanding our purpose, a lot of people fall into depression, and that can obviously like ruin their chances of wanting or completing what they want to do in life. And so finding out the philosophy, I think read the Quran first of all, and also like you can't just go into Western philosophy. I think you have to study your own Islamic philosophy, and so then you can learn about why am I here, and like it helps you find answers, and especially in like
Is there a
Shia teaching.
difference? Sorry to interrupt you. You said that do not go into Western philosophy. What is the difference between the Western philosophy and the Islamic philosophy?
I think Western philosophy lacks a lot of spirituality in it. So it is,
Hmm.
I think you should do Western philosophy. For example, I do Western philosophy at school, but I think it's important to also learn our own philosophy first, because a lot of Western philosophy can end up with you simply questioning yourself and just being lost in a sea of questions. And in Islam, we all
Right.
know that it has the answers. Islam is the answers to our questions. So I feel like
Absolutely.
you need to have both sides of the coin to understand all the knowledge, and then making the right choices every day. Like we face friends, should we like it can be the smallest thing, like you're on a test, you having a test at school, and it's like, oh, should I cheat on a test, or should I lie to get out of trouble, or like stuff like that. And that's why it's important to understand our ethics, because obviously, like I think it's a quote that lying is the key to all sin. So you need to understand your decisions, and it's what it'll cause later on. So obviously karma is real, and so it's very important to learn about yourself, your own religion, your own understanding, so that you can understand yourself. And then when you understand yourself, you understand God and you understand Allah and what He's trying to tell us. And then, you have more love and more passion for your own religion and your people. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Imam Hussein very beautifully mentions in Dua Arafah that man arafa rabbahu arafa nafsah. Yeah. So like the one who knows Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows himself, and the one who knows himself knows Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala very well. So as you said, we need to like establish those boundaries, from a very young age. I'm sure. I mean, as you said, like cheating on a test. I'm sure, like at some point in our lives. We have done it, I'm not gonna deny, as kids or like in our primary, years or something. But as we grow up, we understand, the cruciality of, not doing that. That's not something good, and what will be the consequences of that. So that, for that maturity to level up, to evolve over the years, that is what is very important. But like, for example, if someone just keeps doing it for the rest of their lives, then definitely there's something wrong with that person. Okay, what about education, like educating, yourself? Okay, how important should educating oneself be? And do you think, does this limit women according to Islam?
Um, no, I don't think it limits us because obviously, first of all, learning is something that we are highly encouraged to do as Muslims. It's something that we should be doing. We should be learning, and every single day, from small things, learn and educate yourself. However, I don't think it limits women because in Islam, although a lot of people, because of all the misconceptions of Islam, people think, oh, it's very restrictive towards women. But Islam is the first religion to actually give women a chance, to treat them equal and give them their own freedom, of course, according to the halal ways that we have. And, in Islam, seeking knowledge is like a prayer. It's like every time you're looking into the knowledge, it's like you're learning more about yourself. And of course, because nature is so close to what Islam is, like what Allah Mia has set out for us. When you learn about it, you can learn, oh, subhanallah, like Allah Mia made this like this. Like when you're learning about biology or a leaf structure and you see ourselves and stuff like that, you're like, oh wow, like subhanallah, Allah Mia has put so much care and thought into making us. Or when you're learning about, let's say, like, what else is there? Yeah, you can learn about anything, and it'll eventually, if you have the right.
About the human bodies, and also, the let's just simply take the example of photosynthesis, like how the plant converts sunlight into energy, yeah, and stores food, yeah, that, so
And I
many
think
other things, like I can't,
yeah,
so many examples, yeah.
in
Hmm.
general, educating yourself should be one of your top things after, I think, probably, like, God, because it's like without the knowledge, without the knowing of like things, then you'll be a lost person. Like, you should know about your faith, you should know about what's going on in society, and you know like, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. You should, and what I feel is that you should never stop learning in your entire life. Yeah, like there's every day is a new lesson, and every day you learn something new. Be it among your friends, among your circle of friends, or people who are new. It could be people who are from your religion, people from who are also
No.
non-Muslims. So yeah, I just think that overall we do tend to learn a lot of lessons from everybody each and every single day. Whether it comes to humanity as well. Like look at these people who are non-Muslims. We learn so much of humanity from them. Like they also support, for example, the message of Palestine, right? Not all are on the wrong side. Some of them are
Yeah.
on the right side as well. So yeah. Sorry, I know I'm glitching a bit. Please just bear with me. Okay. Nishat, tell me, how are you seeing the Muslim world shaping today in terms of politics and unity? Do you believe a day will come when Muslim majority will be on the same page and victorious?
I mean, inshallah, we will hope that that will be the end. However, I think today there's a lot of division, but there is a lot of unity as well. Because um, I think on the news we see a lot of division, like, oh, there's lots of people fighting against, or people against Muslims, and then there's people with Muslims. But as a person who, like, every day I go to school, there's a lot of people who actually support this, and it's like, oh, like, I have Sunni friends at school who understand that I'm a Shia, and they support it. Matter of fact, they come to me when they want to ask about, like, Islamic questions, which I find very sweet, because it's like, oh, okay, so it's more unity. But sometimes I think because of the news, and news has biases. Not all, you shouldn't trust every news channel either. So I think when people watch a lot of it, or see a lot of social media where it's like, oh, people are fighting against each other, or this is happening, then it's like, oh no, nobody's going to be united. Like, then we start thinking negatively. I think if we think positively towards it, and when we see a different Muslim or a non-Muslim, or just anyone in general, if we approach them with a positive mindset, then that's what we will get back. So I think slowly but surely, um, Muslims will be united, and they will, like, come on the same page, because in the end our conclusion is one, and what we want is peace, and that's what everyone can agree with. And young Muslims these days are working together to bring people together. You can see that, like, there's a lot of hope for the future, because, like, Imam Mahdi Ta'ala will come to unite everyone under justice and peace. And as a teen, or as a Muslim, your role is to prepare for that day by being good and being knowledgeable and spreading kindness wherever we go, because us ourselves, we forget that we are role models towards society. To anyone that sees us, we are representing our image of Islam, of religion, of being a Muslim.
Yeah, absolutely. When you told me that how, you're like on the ground level, how, we have very good interactions with our Sunni friends, with our non-Muslim friends, and how the media really just divides and conquers us. So we really need to be very careful in that matter. I personally, when I was in my university, I had three best friends, and they were all from different religions. I was the Shia. I had a Sunni friend, I had a Hindu friend, and I had a Christian friend. And the way we blended was just beyond amazing. Our friendship was very, very strong, and we understood each other. We never discriminated each other. We respected each other, and everything was, we never had that hatred or anything, the way the news media outlets show and everything. So yes, that is one point to take from. And secondly, as you said, that how we should prepare ourselves, of course, for our Imam Zamana Ajallahu Ta'ala Farajo Sharif. That should be our main aim. And also, we need to keep things very realistic, I feel. Realistic in the sense that, if Imam Zamana is coming, then, you should be, as in, educated in many sectors and many fields and many areas to be able to serve him. So, like, as a woman, for example, what is my responsibility going to be? And I know that some people have this image in their heads, like, if Imam Zamana is going to come, we all need to, like, participate in some war, like it's going to be a battle and everybody has to fight and everything. But actually, the way the world is like traversing right now, with the AI generated technology, you've got ChatGPT, you've got, like, things like this. So Imam Zamana is obviously not going to be outdated or obsolete.
Yeah.
Of course, he's also going to be someone like at that in that what do you say, he's going to be, of course, matching with the time and generation of today. And of course, I don't know, right now it's going to be 2025. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 10 to 15 years, but obviously things will definitely and drastically, change. So,
Yeah.
just to sort of make things clear for people that, you know, Imam Zamana will obviously want people who will be very well educated, and that is where education plays a very important role. Be it computer science or like design technology or like artificial intelligence. People
Yeah.
should now be mastering in these areas because this is what will be needed. And when Imam Zamana will of course come. So as I spoke about AI, okay, as our lives are pacing super fast with high tech AI generated facilities, do you think artificial intelligence is taking over our actual duties and roles today? Do you think is it a threat to our livelihood, or do you think is it beneficial for us?
I think, say if I wasn't a Muslim, then maybe it would have more effect because we have like physical attributes, for example, praying and, listening to speeches and things like that, where we have to actually physically do it or be there or listen. So I don't think AI can affect us in that sense. However, I think it is possible to use it for bad purposes. Like, we already see online there's so much AI content, and it's like, oh, what is real and what is fake? And even though right now we can sort of tell between what's real and what's fake, I feel like as the time goes on it's going to be harder. So we have to understand that, like, you have to find out, you know, the truth behind everything. Like, don't trust social media completely ever. You shouldn't do it anyway. And I think there's a
Have
danger
you
of,
seen lately they've been posting this weird content about like face cloning with AI generated technology?
oh god.
And
No, it's
I don't
actually,
know, this
I
shape
find it
shifting thing.
I find it scary. That
It
from
is,
my
it is.
perspective, I find it because it's unnatural, and also it can be used to do so much like evil and bad stuff. But however, it can be helpful as well. We have to look at the positives, and I think it can help you study. It can help you, like, because AI, what it does, it takes all the information from different websites and compiles it into one thing for you to see. So if you have like certain questions, I think you could ask AI and you could like learn about it. But I still feel like it's better to do things the old way, like reading books or researching about things online yourself. And I don't think it'll take over our duties and roles because as Muslims, we have, like, our things don't depend on technology. We have to do them physically. So I don't think AI is gonna pose a problem to it unless we start getting distracted, which we shouldn't be anyway.
Right. I agree on this point because yes, of course, it is helpful. For example, we've got what ChatGPT, Perplexity AI, iAuthor. I don't know all these. Okay, so like for
Yeah,
example, if you want to write an essay or something, you don't need to like spend hours thinking about the concept and idea. You'll just get everything, all the points and everything. So in that way, yes, it is very helpful. But then when it comes to for example, I don't know, I was watching this promo or something where I don't know, Elon Musk is I don't know, creating a robot or something which will serve as a partner or something, or I don't know, will help around the household issues and all. So I don't know, but seems like this thing will also eventually fall into the future. And so again, even if we have these robots, for example, in our lives, okay, that human touch, that human interaction is very important. And of course we will never ever get or receive that feeling unless it's from a human being. For example, I know sometimes people who want therapy online, they try to talk to ChatGPT, and they share their problems with ChatGPT, and ChatGPT pretends like it's a human, and it
yeah,
replies you back and it consoles you. So sometimes that can even drive you crazy because the person starts as a human. You have
yeah.
emotions, right? You would start thinking, oh, this thing really like understands me, but actually it's not real. So exactly, you have
No,
to
I
like
mean,
know what's real and what's not.
recently I think there was actually news on this where it was like this kid who was, I think he was around the age of 14, but he relied on AI too much with his emotions, and to the point where he ended up killing himself because he was like, "Oh, it's not helping me." So I think reliance is very important. You shouldn't rely on things like these because it's never real. Like you
Mm,
need to understand that if you need help, reach out to your parents, or you know, like yeah, you have to tell people and not just
exactly.
yeah. 'Cause technology, it can help.
Communication.
It can be inspiration, but it'll never be like what you need.
Yes, absolutely, Nishat. And as you said, like technology cannot replace the human connection and
Yeah,
the communication. I feel like, right now we're also being divided because of the electronic gadgets in our homes. Like, if we are, say, not really interacting with our family and friends, it's because the only thing that's coming in between is our, technology. So, and the
yeah.
gadgets. So we need to make sure that, we are giving time to our family. And this is exactly what Bibi Fatima has emphasized upon throughout her life, on giving utmost importance to family, family commitments, forming the right family relationships. The way she used to give time to her sons and her daughters and Imam Ali alayhi salam, this is exactly what we see. And at the same time, she was very politically active as well with the current affairs of the world. So like, she was not like a I mean, I shouldn't say this, but like, she was not like a dumb person, just sitting at home and just taking care of her children. She was very well aware about the affairs of the ummah and the government at that time as well. So she was
Yeah,
educated. That's what we see. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, Alhamdulillah, we've come towards the end of our program, and I want you to share a beautiful message with all the viewers on today's program. It can be anything related to Bibi Fatima or something personal that you want to share with everybody.
I think I'd like to say congratulations to all Muslims, especially mothers, on this blessed day, and to you know, give more, and be more kind, and try to really help each other. I think we need to be like softer towards others and each other, because this world can make us harsh, and it can make us isolated and feel alone, but we need to know that Allah is there, and we should be kinder to everyone.
Thank you for that beautiful message. Absolutely, to be kind. That is a very beautiful quality that was also embodied by Bibi Fatima and, of course, by all our Aima. So, definitely, we need to, it all starts from kindness, as you said. So, if a person is kind, then, everything comes in very easily. Thank you so much, Nishat, for joining me on today's program. It was an absolute honor, and I just loved your energy. The way we had this conversation. I hope
Yeah,
to have you in the future as well. Yeah, you're
inshallah.
you're you're such a sweet soul. Honestly, God bless you.
It
Thank
was
you.
good.
Thank you to all. Thank you. It was my pleasure, dear. Thank you to all our viewers for joining on today's program. And inshallah, I wish you all a very happy Khushali Mubarak, as well as enjoy your holidays and make the most of it with your family and friends. And inshallah, we'll be seeing you very soon. This is your host, Sakina Habib, signing off. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.